Hey, and welcome to my channel about living in and moving to Denver, Colorado. Today's a super fun one. Activities around the Denver metro area that are family friendly. Let's get started. Hey, I'm Katie Martineau, also known as the Real Estate Gal. If this is your first time tuning into my channel, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you get notified every time I release a video, which is twice a week. We're going to be covering all things in the Denver metro, neighborhoods to look at, activities to do, places to visit if you're new here, and events around town. And as mentioned, my nickname is Katie the Real Estate Gal. I am a licensed real estate agent in this state. So if you need help with buying, selling, or anything in between, I'm your gal, and here is my contact information below. Please reach out, call, text, or email. I would be more than happy to help you with any of your real estate needs. In the meantime, let's get to those activities that are around the Denver metro that are family friendly. Because there are always so many things to do in Denver, I segmented the different topics into 3 categories. So the first one is going to be animals. We're going to cover sports and then also water. So starting with animals, we have the Denver Zoo. This is located in City Park, which is really close to downtown Denver. They have transformative learning experiences, and they are committed to making sure students in our community and across Colorado have access to transformative science education experiences regardless of their economic circumstances. There are so many family activities to do, and they're also reopening to field trips after the pandemic. It is mostly outside, so going on a day with nice weather is suggested. And they also have events during the evening that sometimes they're kid friendly and sometimes they're adult friendly. So I went to an event there. It was a fundraiser, and it was super fun because they had different food stations from different areas around the world. And then where those food stations were correlated with the animal and what country they're from. So it encouraged us to walk around the zoo, try the different foods and the alcoholic beverages. And then after we were done walking around and eating, then we sat down and we had the presentation and the fundraiser ask. So there's events like that that happen all the time. So it's a really great interactive place to go with the family or with adults. And since speaking of zoos, the Cheyenne Zoo is also a mentionable. This one is located in Colorado Springs. So if you're in Denver Metro, it is a little bit of a drive, but it is the number 4 rated zoo in North America. It's been recognized by USA Today. It's on the best reader's choice, and it is open 365 days. Some things that you'll find there are wolf feeding, penguin feeding, barn owl training. They are preparing in the month of March to have a female tiger brought in, and then a lion is being transferred to another zoo. So there's always something going on. And they also have their carousel and their mountaineer ski ride. So you can take a chairlift style open air sky ride to see spectacular views of the zoo, Cheyenne Mountain, and Colorado Springs in the Eastern Plains. The next space to check out is the Denver Nature and Science Museum. This is one of my favorites, so it can entertain from little kids that are 3 years old all the way up to adults. It is also located in City Park, super close to where the Denver Zoo is, but I would plan an entire day there if your kiddos can keep up with you. But there are so many exhibits that you're going to definitely hit something that somebody is going to enjoy. There's a ton of immersive exhibits, such as the Egyptian mummies. There's a planetarium, the Discovery Zone, which is meant for kiddos that are 3 to 8 years old. There's the Expedition Health, which is really fascinating because you can find out your BMI or how your body reacts to different circumstances. There's the Gems and Minerals exhibit, Space Odyssey, Unseen Oceans, and then they always have a rotating exhibit as well. So I think they're just wrapping up bugs, and then the next one is going to be oceans. And then the Denver Nature and Science Museum also can host events. There is an adult event that happens. I can't remember the entire title of it, but it's after dark. So they have bars in different areas. There's multiple floors that you can walk around the exhibits. Everybody is dressed in gowns, which is pretty sweet, but always something going on there. Different events, different immersive experiences. I would highly recommend the Denver Nature and Science Museum. And then finally, to wrap up the animal section, we have the Denver Aquarium that is also located downtown Denver, and they have over 500 species. They have a really cool lounge, a restaurant, floor to ceiling viewing, a 4D theater, tons of educational programs, and then animal meet and greets. I was actually just there for a birthday party for an adult, and they have a restaurant that you are sitting next to a giant fish tank, and there's all of this really cool underwater sculptures that surround you. They even have little salt and pepper shakers that are in the shapes of seahorses, and then their menu is of course very seafood friendly. Well, you're actually eating the seafood, so But anyway, it was a great dining experience. And they also serve alcohol there too. And these 4 that I've listed, they all have different season passes or packages that you can look at. And then you're not paying every time you go. You can pretty much just get a pass and then have access all year round. So check out their websites for passes and how you can be involved in supporting the different museums. All right, moving on to sports. What kiddo doesn't love sports? My favorite is the Rockies Stadium. It is a gorgeous open air stadium, also known as Coors Field. It's absolutely gorgeous to watch the sunset behind the huge scoreboard, and there's always something happening at the Rockies Stadium. They even have themed days. One of them is on May 4th and 5th. It's May the 4th be with you. So they have a Star Wars themed day.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Or if you're one of the first 10,000 people on a certain day, you can get a bobblehead or a free hot dog. But it's always a really great time at the Rockies games. They sometimes will start in the afternoon or in the evening. And there's a lot of things to do other than just watch baseball. They also have batting cages. There's Dinger that walks around. He is our Triceratops. And a fun fact about the Rockies is when they first started to break ground, they actually had to halt because they found dinosaur bones in the dirt. So then they had to excavate that out, and it delayed the build of the stadium, which I think is a really fun fact. And that's why the Triceratops Dinger is our mascot. I'm not 100% sure what dinosaur was actually found, if it was a Triceratops, but I think that actually can be found at the Denver Nature and Science Museum. And then right next door to the Coors Field is the National Ballpark Museum. It was formerly known as Bee's Ballpark Museum, and our collection was recognized by the Smithsonian Books as one of the top 20 finest private baseball collections in the world. So if you have a really big baseball fan in the family, definitely check out that museum. Of course, there are Broncos games, which is our football team, and we also have the Nuggets, which is our basketball team. But one that you may have not heard of is the Colorado Raptors. The Raptors are our Major League Rugby team. They are located in Glendale, which is just southeast of Cherry Creek, and they play at a stadium called Infinity Park, which is actually the first rugby specific stadium built in the entire country. The games are really fun. I feel like rugby isn't as common as you would find other sports, so even bringing the kids or the family to 1 or 2 games is really fun. They also have a huge food truck park in the back, so you can get food, enjoy the game, or introduce a new sport that they may have not heard of before. The season starts in February, and I was looking up the schedule, and they have some April games too, so go check those out. All right, third and final topic, we have water. The first one you may have not heard of if you already are a local, but it is water bikes and boat rentals in Wash Park. Wheel Fun Rentals has kayaks, water trikes, pedal boats, choppers, surreys, double surreys. I had to look up a lot of what these actually were, but it's those giant wheels. And they look like giant trikes that you're pedaling on the water. I think that would be so incredibly fun. I haven't done that yet, but I know you can also go to City Park and rent Swan paddle boats. I actually just saw those being delivered and dropped off to City Park a couple weeks ago. But it's something fun to do on a really hot day in Colorado. I feel like we have about 2 months of really scorching hot summers where you need to apply sunscreen. That is so important. We are a mile high closer to the sun, and you will burn in 20-25 minutes. Sometimes the news even tells you what the burn time is if you're outdoors. So make sure you're applying sunscreen, you have your visors, you have your sun shirts that have SPF in them. But water sports are always super cool to do to literally cool off. Another huge attraction is Water World. Waterworld is located in Federal Heights, and it is an outdoor family water park that is open Memorial Day to Labor Day. They have over 50 attractions, 31 of them being water slides, and they claim to be America's largest water amusement park. I don't feel like that's right. I feel like there'd be larger ones in Florida or maybe California. So if anyone knows, please correct me if I'm wrong, but they claim to be the largest water amusement park. They have wave pools, family raft rides, speed slides, and it started off with 2 water slides back in 1979 and has completely erupted. That is a perfect place to hang out on a hot summer day. Another event that involves water, but you're actually not on the water, is the Dragon Boat Festival. This is a super cool festival that takes place in July, and it celebrates Asian culture with dragon boat races, martial art demonstrations, traditional music, and dance performances. And that happens on Sloan's Lake, which is just west of downtown Denver. So it's super cool to introduce your kiddos to something that's culturally popular and you're not gonna see a lot of places. All right, the last water attraction is ELITCH Gardens. So ELITCH Gardens, you really can't miss it. It is right downtown. I feel like there's so much that's packed right downtown, such as the Bronco Stadium, ELITCH Gardens, Meow Wolf, which is a really cool museum, Ball Arena, Coors Field. They're all within a couple mile radius of each other. And this actually isn't the first location for ELITCH Gardens. This spot was established in 1995, but it actually used to be across the highway, and they relocated it. There are 6 coasters. There is a water park area with 2 water slides, and they also have a season pass so that you're not having to pay every single time. You can just go for maybe a couple hours every week. You can even get a fast pass because it does get pretty busy. So they have the yearly parking pass and then the fast pass so you can skip all the lines. And I grew up in Minnesota, so I might be spoiled with Valley Fair and then access to Six Flags in Ohio. So it wasn't my absolute favorite park as an adult, but for kids, absolutely. They have the little carnival games, they have carnival food, and then of course the rides are always a thrill and a really good adrenaline rush. And if you are a Halloween fan like I am, they have Fright Fest, which happens in October and November, and it's Halloween themed. So you can go trick-or-treating inside and dress up the kiddos. Really anything Halloween, I'm a huge advocate for. I love to see the fun costumes that kids get to dress up as. Those are some really fun memories that I had when I was growing up. So that was a plethora of things to do with your family around the Denver metro area. If you want to get notified the next time I release a video about more things to do around Denver metro or different neighborhoods and information, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you get notified every time I release a video, which is twice a week. And as mentioned, I am a licensed real estate agent in this state, so if you need help with buying, selling, or anything in between, I'm your gal and I would absolutely love to help you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later this week.